Okay, so a lot of questions that I get are around getting out of the vehicle and can the police officer search the vehicle, right?
Hmm.
So, in your opinion, when do you have to get out of the car? Do you have to get out if they order you to?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And I think the issue that comes into play is that people educate themselves on whether or not they're being stopped, whether or not they're Mirandized, and they feel like they can refuse to get out of the car. I think in this instant, in this moment, especially if like temperatures are high, people are hostile, the officer's hostile. The best thing for your safety is just to comply with the lawful order, even if it's found later that it's not really a lawful order because there's
Right.
no basis for him to ask you out of your car. You should get out of the car. You should inquire why you're being stopped, why you're being detained, why you're being arrested, and then allow your lawyer to take the rest.
I think that's good advice. The next question about searches, right? So a lot of people will get stopped, and the cop will say, "Do I have permission to search your vehicle?" Now, if you get stopped and they ask you permission to search your vehicle, you should say no and don't consent to a search. But what I want to know from you is when do they have the right to search your car?
Uh, I would actually say absolutely never, but that's not true. I mean, so one of the things that they'll do is they'll try, like you said, ask you for consent,
Right.
and then they'll trick you into saying, well, the dog's run away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for firearm cases, the dog's run away. Either they're going to get a hit, and we're going to search it anyway, or you can let us go now.
Right.
And so you feel like you don't have a choice, right? But at that moment where you actually consent, although there's case law saying that you feel like you didn't have a choice to comply, but in my experience, 9 times out of 10, the judge kind of looks at that like, oh, you consented to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, until they just go in your car, like I would just always deny it. They have a right once they have probable cause when they see something in plain view. They
Mm-hmm.
can search the surrounding parts of your
Right.
vehicle, right? It used to be at some point, which I always disagree with, when they smell marijuana, they can
Right.
search. Marijuana is legal and decriminalized in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. So it's no longer a basis to search someone's vehicle. Um, but alcohol, sometimes they can search incidents to arrest. Search incidents to arrest. But
So if they're pulling you over for like suspicion of a DUI and they
Mhm.
want to check the car, they could check it in that case.
yeah, they can check the car, the surrounding areas where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a big thing: if the car is legally parked, you're already outside the car and the car is locked.
Mm-hmm.
There is no basis for them to search that vehicle
That's really
whatsoever.
important. All right.